because I don't live outside the US or not. So I have no way of really knowing. And the reason I say that is, yes, I could see, hey, yeah, they can find positions in India and Japan and wherever. Yes, I could do that. But the problem is, that's not. It's not just that. It's also about what browser you use. It's also about what it's also about what operating system you use. It's also about whatever restrictions your country may put on internet. I know there are some countries can't view certain sites, and that's another thing. There's certain sites we can't view from the U.S. I have to use a VPN and change my IP address to show me in a different country. So there's a lot of variables in there, and so. I just want to make sure you guys are aware that I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff, but you guys are going to have to figure out for yourselves what works where, because I don't know, within reason anyway. So the first thing I want to show you, and this is basically should always be your start. This is kind of like the alpha, the omega when it comes to recruiting and sourcing right now. This is a series of pages that I put together called start.me. And in this case, this is called SSAR. There are 4 of them. SSAR, I know someone's going to say, what does it stand for? I thought long and hard about it, and I came up with something really ingenious, something that no one would ever think of. SSAR is an acronym, and it stands for Staffing, Sourcing, and Recruiting, because that's what this entire thing is about: staffing, sourcing, and recruiting. And so, cannot see your screen, Dean. Can anybody see my screen? Because I just saw somebody said they can't.
Yeah, we can see the screen. It's visible.
Okay, well, Shika Abral said they can't, so I don't know. So these are 4 pages, and the links for each to go to another page are on the main page, along with my email, along with some other pages I've created that together have over 10,000 links um, um, to different things, as well as static sites and information, things like who you can follow, video, YouTube pages to follow, um, conferences to go to, all sorts of stuff. There's everything you can imagine on these pages, tools, literally everything. And as you can see, this is just page 1, and it's filled. It's almost as far as you can see. So it's important that you guys, this is where you go first. They're categorized, and if you really are looking for a specific tool, all you got to do is Control F, put in the title, and it should go and find it. It may take a few minutes because there is a lot here, but remember, there are 4 of them. It's SSAR, not SAAR. Sorry, SSAR. And so that's basically the premise. Everything's here. Now, what I recommend you do when you get to one of these pages, you can save the page, or you can follow it. If you save the page, you're going to save that page just like it is. Any changes I make to it, you will not see. If you follow it, it'll take you to this page every time, and you'll see every change I make. And that's really, 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 really important. So I'll give you an example why it's really important here in a minute. One of the things that I always tell people to do is go through these whole pages, however long it takes you, I don't really care. Grab the things you really like, the things that mean something to you, and create your own start.me page, your own personal one, and put them there. And once you get through everything, you've got everything you really like, the stuff you use the most, because there's something here for everybody. All you got to do is come back and look every day at the new stuff, because every time I put something new in here, it's going to have a date. Like this is 4/14. Recruiterly was just put up here, and I will be showing you that too a little bit later, in a little bit. I've done it. I have my own. This is my personal start.me page, and it has everything from all 4 pages that I want here, including some stuff from the custom search engine Utopia page, which I haven't talked about yet, and the search engine page. And this is where I go. So this way, I'm not looking through all of this. I know the things I like that work for me. And when I put something new there, if I like it, I add it to my page. In your cases, you go in and you say, okay, I haven't been here in a week. Oh, look, 4/14. What's that? Recruit? Oh, I like that. And then you just basically copy and put it onto your own page. It's not hard to do. In fact, you can actually right click and move things or copy things or do whatever you want and just add it to your own page. So that's really important that you guys know that. Literally everything we're going to look at today can be found on these pages. Everything. So what I'm going to do now, not knowing the size of the people that we're dealing with, is I'm going to go through a few tools, and then we're going to do some other types of things that I think are really important that can help you guys in your jobs. One such tool that I'm going to go through is going to be email reputation. Is it called email reputation? And it's one of the best tools for validating emails. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to use my own email and search. You get so many for free, and if you sign in, you get more. You get like 100 a day for free. This is why I like it. Not only does it tell me if it's good, it tells me all the social sites that that email's linked to. So I know if I'm looking to find out more about this person, wow, they're on their, this email's on their LinkedIn, this email's on there, this here, this here. I can now go to those sites and find the person. I can go ahead and Google them. But what I also like is down here, it says the reputation is high, suspicious, false. It tells you almost everything you want to know about the first time it was seen, the last time it's been seen. And this is pretty, this isn't that old. It's only a year old. Um, and the reason why it says last time seen, even though it's probably been seen since then, is because that's the last time that they don't search repeatedly for emails they've already established as high reputation. They only search every so often for those once they've established that. Suspicious, false, it tells you whether it's a disposable email, temporary, um, deliverable, it's true. It tells you a lot of information. And that's why it's probably my favorite of them, because of the amount of information that it provides you. And this right here is the gold part right here. Knowing that this email is connected to these means I can go and find everything I want about them. And that's probably, it's not all the social sites I'm on, but if I remember correctly, that is all the ones that that particular email is associated with. I have like 15, 16 different emails, so they all do different things. Um, so, any questions on that? Okay, so I'm going to assume no because nobody's asking. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go through a bunch of tools that can help you do your job. So before I do that, though, there is something that's very important. You need one of the most important tools that is listed on the SSAR page, something that you can't live without. It's a must-have. It should be the first thing you go to for anything. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. The first tool you should use should be this: your brain. Your brain is the best tool in the world. And the reason for that is quite simply this. Number one, nothing these tools can do, including that email reputation, is something I can't do without it. I can do it without it. What that does is allow me to do it quicker. And that's what tools are really for. Tools are not here to make it so you don't need to know how to do something. Tools are here to make it so you can do that thing quicker. I can X-ray into LinkedIn. I don't need to have LinkedIn. Now, having LinkedIn could make me be able to search within LinkedIn quicker, maybe a little more precise, but I don't have to have it. Another example would be Meetup. Swordfish is an incredible tool for Meetup because you can scrape the whole list of what you find and can find email stuff. Fantastic. I can do that myself. How do you think I did Meetup before Swordfish ever came around, or Zap Info, which is another tool I can do it? I did it myself. It just takes longer. And when you think about these tools, think about what matters most to your bosses. When it comes right down to it, in the end, your bosses are about hires. What that really means is about dollars. Everything comes back to dollars. And it's called ROI, return on investment. If I can do something and it takes me 2 hours, that's $300 per se. If the tool can do it in 2 minutes, that means I just saved about $280. If I do that 10 times a week, I just saved $2,800, 52 weeks in a year, 50 weeks will say vacation stuff. You get the hint about what these tools are really about. But the reality is you need to learn how to do these things without the tools, because tools come and go. And you never know when security will get in the way and all of a sudden tool stops working. You'll never know when just a lot of things that can happen. Trust me, I used to be in love with a tool called Connectifier, the best people aggregating contact finding tool on the market. And then it got sold to the big brother, LinkedIn, and LinkedIn pretty much did away with it. A lot of people were frantic because they had no other tool to do that stuff. Me, I knew how to do it on my own, so it didn't bother me. And as you would expect, within a couple months, a new tool popped up to take its place. Um, so your ability to do these things without the tools is very, very important. In addition, your ability to use your brain to figure out how to connect the dots from one tool to another tool to another tool to create what I call sourcing magic. To be able to use one tool to source to find people on Facebook, another tool to scrape it, another tool to enhance it. That's sourcing magic, and that's really, 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 really big thing. Um, so I did notice a lot of people have leaving the conversation. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna kind of keep going. There's not much I can do about it. So what I want to do is show you some tools, some newer tools that are recent. Now, um, these tools are what I call LinkedIn tools, meaning they basically show you the same people LinkedIn does, but they're significantly cheaper than LinkedIn, which is what I'm hoping to let you guys know about. Um, these are what I call medium and lower tools, meaning these are the kind of tools that you would use in medium-sized and smaller companies. If you're looking at larger companies, now you're getting into the Seekouts, the Intellos of the world. And basically, this is Rockstar Finder. Rockstar Finder is a phenomenal tool. Um, there's a short video all about it, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail at it. As you can see, this is your landing page. You can tell it's Friday. I'm busy. Everybody wants to talk to me on Friday because they know I won't talk over the weekend. And this is how it works. And this is a search I recently did. If you go into projects and you want to search for something, so let's say we're going to start a new project, and or we're going to do an existing project. We have either choice, but we're going to start a new project. We're going to look in the let's not look in the United States. This tool does work outside of the United States. Let's see, India. Let's look in India. I am not familiar enough with the regions in India to select a city or a state or an area. So if somebody has one, please let me know. I'm gonna just look for the word developer generically. Bangalore, yeah, dummy. I don't know why I didn't know that. I know Bangalore. Been there once, a long time ago. Is that stop going Bang? Oh, it's Bangalore. There you go. All right, well, that would explain why it was read. All right, and that's all I'm going to do. I guess I'll put Java in here just so everybody, and we're going to search. And yeah, we'll just stick, okay, Bangalore, Pune, Bangalore, Hyperdad. Okay, I have other tools to show and other things to show. So we will hit Pune, I assume it's pronounced, and Hyperdad. I will use each of them. But here you go. We've got, now don't be upset by the fact it says 10 results. There are more than 10. That's just how many is on the page. It automatically created a project for you and gave a number and everything. And here you go. These are the people that it's found. And of course, there are more pages. In fact, I need to talk to the guy that did this and tell him there's one thing we need to add to the tool. Tool's hasn't been around very long, a couple of months, and so it's still, I'm trying to help make it better. I help all tools to try to make them better, mainly for us. So I see somebody asking me, is this a paid tool? There's a freemium and a paid tool, but I hate saying the term paid tool when we're talking about as little as what this tool is, and I'll show you in a minute. I equate every tool, a sourcing tool, to a LinkedIn Recruiter license, which is about 12K, unless you've been grandfathered in or something's going on. That's pretty much what it normally is. So I will show you that in a moment. So let's just keep going here. Let's look at this person here. This one's Mohammed Shafiq. He's a web developer in Bangalore. Let's open it up. Oh, excuse me. I have to add him to the project. Okay, the candidate's been added to the project. I keep forgetting that we changed it to make it to where you add to a project first. So let's look at our projects, and this is, oh, there's two of them. Oh, let's see. Are you sure you want to switch to project? Yes. Let's see if we got, or did it get added to the second one? All right, so let's go back to, oh, excuse me, my bag. So here are the candidates, and there he is. My bag, I was in the wrong area. And as you can see, you get all this little bit of information here. It was added by me. You get the name, you get all this stuff here, and you get other info. Down here, you can edit the profile. You can view his LinkedIn profile if he has one. You can delete a candidate. You can add him to the project. You can view it. You can do whatever you'd like. So this is basically how it works and allows you to do things. We're going to go ahead and even though he should already be in the project, I'm going to go ahead and add him to the project just to make sure and everything like that. And here we go. And he's sitting right there. Now, what's cool about this tool is you can move him along the you can move them along the process into emailing or texting or whatever you want to do really easily. It's like literally just move them over. And so that's one of the best things about this tool. It will find contact information and everything for you. Here's his profile right here. There's his LinkedIn profile, all this information, his skill sets broken out, his titles and all that stuff. And then view him as a web developer profile, blah, 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 blah. Everything you need is right here. And once you have your people in your project, you can download the whole project. See, it says export results. And of course, contact information, everything will be with it when you download it. While you're in the tool, you don't really need it because you can communicate with them via the tool. So that's what it does. You got notifications, you got an inbox, you got help center settings, all this neat stuff here. It does not have a Chrome extension. We're going to go into, let's see if I go, that's the billing section. Let me see if I can find out where the actual prices are. There's a video library teaches you how to do everything you need to do on it, which I love. Not everybody has those. I think everybody should, but not everybody does. I don't have the actual pricing of the tool. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't and search and see if I can figure out Rockstar's pricing model. I was just showing this to somebody yesterday. I should have just kept the page. Oh, wait a minute, might help if I did Finder, so I make sure we're looking for the right thing. Rockstar Finder. Let's see. Did I spell pricing? Rockstar Finder. Yeah, you may want to get a hold of them about the thing, but if I remember correctly, plans start at like $50 a month. And then they work up. I think the highest plan is only like $200 a month. So either way, you're looking at something that's $2,400, which I know it's not free per se, but when you look at LinkedIn Recruiter and it's 12,000, that's pretty darn cheap. And like I said, there's a freemium version. You get some amount of it for free, and it's a really cool tool. I like it. I use it. But again, I look at it more as a tool for that mid-level and lower type of companies more than it is for the big enterprise level companies. But it is a really cool tool. What I always recommend people do is my job is to show you the tool, give you a rough idea what it can do, and then have you guys demo it. So I would get a hold of them and get a demo and check it out and see what you like or don't like about it, and then go ahead and make decisions on your own. I don't want to try to tell you what to do. I just want you to know what's out there. And as you see in the project, you have search, added, matched, uncontacted, contacted, and metrics. And so that's what you have. And so that's really, really, really cool. And like I said, it's a really simple tool to use. Um, if there aren't any questions, I'm going to move on. I will be showing totally free stuff too. I'm not going to keep you guys on paid stuff, but I just want you guys to be aware of what's out there because it's important. That's the kind of tool at $50 a month you can almost pay for yourself. So we're going to go to another one. This tool is very similar in that it is a more of a LinkedIn centric tool, but significantly cheaper than LinkedIn. And we'll get to let's see if I can find the pricing model on this one really quick because I want you guys to see the inbox into referrals integration API. Oh, here you go. So $50 a month. You can get this one for as little as $50 a month. As a matter of fact, that's the plan I'm on. Of course, you can pay more. You can do whatever you got to do. Sorry, and you'll be good to go. So here we go. Let's get to it. Sorry for all. It's Friday. I get more people contacting me on Mondays and Fridays than the rest of the week. I wish they'd do it the rest of the week. So here you go. Here's your search page. Here's all the people. Here's your advanced search. And let's skip all this. This is just them reminding you how to do it. And as you can see, you've got almost everything that you would need. You can just paste the job description. You can do almost anything you want. You can enter the job description, analyze it, and it will fill in all this for you. And then it will start finding people for you. You can get emails, you can get phone numbers. It breaks it all out. So again, we're going to look for. So the person who was looking a few seconds ago and asked me about uh, Poon. Um, I don't even know if this tool. I thought this. Yep, we got Poon. So let's see. Give me something you're looking for, or a keyword of something you're looking for. No, Rockstar Finder is not totally free. It's freemium, meaning you get something free each month, but then if you want more, you have to pay for it. Okay, so let's just stop for a second. Is all you guys are interested in is free stuff?
You can go on with what you are doing. Right? It can be freemium as well, but it need not be totally free. It can be freemium as well. What you were referring to, we can go with it. So that's totally fine.
I mean, I can show free stuff. It's not a big deal, but you know what? It's hard to know how good something is for free if you don't know what the paid things are about. And that's what I'm trying to let you
Right.
guys know.
So yeah, so yeah, true. So what you said is true. So you can show the stuff which is out there, which is freemium, and at the same time, it's pretty cool, like what you're showing currently. So you can stick to that.
All right, good. So anyway, who knows? I've kind of showed you. You grab the people, you're going to save them in a folder. You're going to do your contact finding, and then you're going to do what you're going to do. The thing about these tools is they're pretty much almost all the same. There's not a huge secret sauce here. They're all going to be similar. You're going to find people, you're going to get contact information, you're going to pull them out, and you're going to contact people. No big secret. So with that, let's move on to another tool, and that's this tool right here. Not that profit, excuse me. That's not the one. My bag. Where was I? Okay, that's profit lead IQ. As you can see, I have a lot of tools that I have access to, and I do that on purpose because I have to test them before I can share them with you guys. So let me find the new tool, and the new tool Recruiter is Recruiterly. There we go. Now this also has a freemium version and is a really cool tool and is really pretty inexpensive relative to other tools. Let me see. Let me sign in, and maybe I can show you what the prices are once we're signed in. As you can see, I use a tool called LastPass, which automatically puts in my passwords on most sites. So, and the reason for that is because I hate wasting time. It's just not in my nature. Let's see if we can show you where the billing. There we go. Okay, so you have a zero plan, free directory. This tool is mainly for agencies. So I'm not gonna, just so you know, free basic listing, free basic branding, free basic customization. This is the paid thing, $40 a month, basically, and you get sourcing, exports, contact finding, everything, $40 a month. That's really pretty good. And this is premium agencies is over here, and that's premium agencies are bigger agencies, and $158 a month, which is still really cheap when you think about it, because that's under $2,000 a year. The thing is, if it's under $2,000 in a year, that is an incredible price. No matter what you really, no matter what you're thinking. And that's, and you guys may be only wanting freemium or whatever, but the reality is, freemium, you get what you pay for. You're not always going to get what you want with freemium tools, no matter how good you are. Now, that does not mean that you can't still find them by yourself, because like I said, you can, but the reality of the situation is, this tool is mainly the US, so that's something else you need to be aware of. So, matter of fact, it is pretty much used. Unfortunately, that's because I didn't have a mile radius. So let's open that bad boy up again. 0 miles in Kent doesn't exactly get you anything. And there we go. And as you can see, almost all of them are LinkedIn. This is a LinkedIn-centric tool predominantly. There are some that won't be LinkedIn. You can get their email, their phone number. You get all this. You can save them to a folder. You can download. It's the same basic principle, but different site. What you need to do is go and demo these and decide which one you like the functionality better, the way it works, and which one you're more comfortable with. And then, of course, the price point. But I want you to know what's out there. And these are 3 of the newer tools out there. They're not a seek out. Seek out's the top of the line model when it comes to sourcing, just the best of the best right now. When it comes to sourcing and aren't tech specific, there are certain tech specific sites that are off the charts. Great. But when it comes to just being able to source for anything, Seek out's the top of the line. And then you move down from there. And these are the more inexpensive, newer kids on the block that I've talked to, worked with, and they're nice tool sets. I know you guys there are into the free, people here are into the free, but there are agencies out there that know that you need more than just free. See, when you're looking at these free tools, you need to think about this, and I said it before when it relates to the ROI. Yes, I can find these people on my own. I can guarantee you I can go in right now and I'm going to show you in a minute and find these people. I'm not going to find these people, but I'm going to show you how you can do it for free. And then I can download them. Then I can get content and do all that. But it's going to take me longer. And so what you need to decide is saving $50 a month, $600 a year worth it when from a productivity standpoint you're spending $5, $6, $7,000 a year. And that's what you need to decide. If it takes you the hour, but the tool lets you do it in a minute, is that $30 not worth that? I mean, I don't know how much y'all are getting paid, but for me, that's $150. Well, I shouldn't say that because that's actually not what I get paid, but that's a number I'm using. That's a lot of money, and if it could save me $150 in one day, that more than makes $39 for a month worth it. So you guys need to look at that. That's how I tell people. I know everybody's free, but there's a lot of diminishing returns between free and paid, and that's what you need to decide. What is that law of diminishing returns? Is it worth the $39 now to save the how much ever a month later or that month? So, all right, since free is the thing, let's go into the free stuff. For that, I'm going to start on my own site. I can't guarantee these can be done in India. I really have no way of knowing. I'm not in India, therefore I'm limited. But I will go ahead and show you some cool stuff. First thing we're going to do is this. This is for Contact Out. Contact Out is a contact finding tool here. It's a really good one. Not the best, but a really good one. And you have to pay for it. Dean ain't paying for it. It's a little too expensive for Dean. So Dean decided to come up with a way around it, and this is what Dean found. Let's go to this one right here. This is what you get. I'm not signed in. I get Connor McHale's email, phone. I know he's a senior job developer at Deutsche Bank. Well, first of all, he's in London, so that means this works around the country. First thing, I know where he works, and I know his name. I can figure out his work email in seconds. It's not hard. It's super, super, super easy. Next, you come over here. First with a C, then it ends with an L. Well, you look at the name. First name C, last name's L. So let me help you. His email is either Connor McHale, all one word, Connor.McHale, or C. McHale. It's one of those 4. You do each one, test them, see which one comes back good. That's their email. And in probably 90% of cases, you'll see this, but you'll be able to figure out their email. And if all else fails, you use ZapInfo, which is a cool tool. It has free and it has paid. You got them. You can get either, and it's really inexpensive anyway. And ZapInfo will go ahead and grab the person, and guess what? There's their work email sitting there already. Their LinkedIn URL sitting there already. Their entire work history sitting there already. It's already there. And if you want to be real smart, Alec, you want to find out what their personal email is, you can actually generate possible emails and test them right here. So we know he used his first name and his last name. So let's validate this one. Shit, there you go. It's done. That's his email. Remember I told you it was probably one of these combinations? Well, it's this one. Now, he may have several. I know I have several with my name. I have both the one all together plus separated by a period. So he may have several, but you already know this one's good. So all you got to do is use it, and it clicks, and it's right there. And if you want to go one step further, excuse me, if you want to go one step further, you can actually come. Let me see if I can find it. Validate the email, and you can validate this email to see if maybe it's the email they're using. He used to sign up with LinkedIn, or excuse me, or you can validate it against advanced background check, or that's them to look up the email just as a double check to make sure it's right. Now, just because these don't show it right doesn't mean it's not. It just means they didn't show it. But this LinkedIn thing is pretty cool. And I'm going to show you something about LinkedIn, a little trick here in a little bit. But there you go, done. And that's how ZapInfo, a supposedly paid site, becomes basically nothing. It becomes a viable sourcing site for free by simply X-raying. Now, I know y'all are in India, and I remember seeing Bangalore, if I can, Bangalore, I believe. Let's see, we have 52 people that say they're in Bangalore. Now, if I took up the word developer, I mean, not a lot of people are called Java developer. You look at Amazon, very few of them are called Java developer. They're just developer or software engineer. So I'm sure if I did something different, I would probably find more people. Yeah, I mean, there's 853 just using the word developer. If I use the word software engineer, which seems to be more prevalent these days than it used to be, developer seems to be passe, old word. We may get a different result. Yeah, now we get over 2,000. There you go. So there you go. You want it free? Voila, there's free. And that can be found on the SSAR page under bookmarked searches. And what bookmarked searches is a search that I created the string, and then I copied the URL and put it in and created a where I open that every time. Kind of like a bookmark, but a little bit different. And it's just because I don't like retyping. That's what a bookmark search is. And I've got quite a few of them. And that's where we're going to spend a lot of our time. ZoomInfo is another site where you supposedly have to pay, and I hate paying. It's against my religion. I only pay when I have to. And here's an example of somebody who is a Java developer in Bangalore, and you get their entire information right here, and you get more than enough information, company and names, so you can find their work email, and of course ZapInfo has mapped it so they can find you their contact information. And the reason I know they mapped it because I helped them map it. So there you go. I mean, this is not rocket science, guys. I am showing you tricks that aren't they're not hard tricks as long as you use the most powerful weapon tool you have, your brain. If you don't use your brain, well then yeah, now they become a little more difficult. Let's solve Facebook, the Facebook enigma. The Facebook enigma. How do you source Facebook? Graph search is gone, and we are stuck with this. So what did I do here? I did an X-ray into Facebook. I did Seattle engineer Amazon. So I'm looking for to be in Seattle, be an engineer Amazon. I look for Amazon, and I look for these words to be around 10 to present. Now, what does that mean? That means I'm saying find the term to present in their profile, which almost every Facebook profile has, and look 10 words before or 10 words after for these things. And we end up finding people. So let's see. Now, my Facebook doesn't always run the best on Chrome. Chrome did some stuff. So here's the to present. Here's the Amazon. Here's Seattle. Here's engineer. That's how it works. And there's Swordfish ready to find you contact information. There you go. That's how you solve the great enigma that is Facebook. Really simply. Just by being smart, by using a operator that is not used much. The round is not used a lot. Neither is near. Near is another one, but near sets your limit to 5 words. Around lets you go as big or as small as you want. I could have gone to 100. I wouldn't, because I'd be stupid. But so here you go. This is really, really, really cool. I've got a video on my YouTube about it. This is your only real easy way to search in Facebook now. Facebook has made it extremely hard by taking away graph search, but this works. Look at that, 8,500 520 people that work at Amazon that are engineer. I use the term engineer on purpose because I know they call most of the people software engineers or some variation of that. So you have software development engineer, software this engineer. I could have added the word software to make sure I'm getting only that, but not all their software engineers have software in their title. Some are just engineers. And I didn't want to lose out on them. But as you can see, there are boatloads of them. And it works, and it is so cool. I've done more work out of Facebook with this. I actually like this better than Graph Search, to be honest with you. And the reason is because it's easier. Graph Search can sometimes be a pain in the butt because there's so many variations with how you had to put the graph together, and sometimes there were glitches. It depended on if you joined Facebook before or after a certain date. So all right, so now we're gonna do something that we're gonna go into LinkedIn here for a minute so I can show you something. Yeah.
Ashfaq here, sorry to disturb you. So there's one question we have posted on the chat. There's another search string which we could use. What is the difference between this and the one which you have shown? We have posted on the chat.
I don't see anything in the chat about it, but so what's the difference between that string I just showed and what?
There's a string which we can write join Facebook to connect. We can use that, right? On X-ray search, join Facebook to connect. We can use that.
You could, but you're not going to get as good results.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. You mean if you want to connect with the candidate, with the people you're finding? Is that what you mean?
Search, X-ray search, like what you did using around operator, right? Can we do something similar with join Facebook to connect in double quotes and do a similar X-ray search? Is it better than what you use? What is the difference between the one which you used with around operator and the one with join Facebook to connect, right? With double quotes.
Well, because join Facebook to connect is going to give you false positives.
Okay.
You're not actually, when you say join Facebook to connect, you're not searching somebody's Facebook profile. You're searching Facebook's generic, hey, you're not signed in, so if you want to connect with them, sign in. That's what you're doing. So You're not actually searching Facebook. You're searching it's like that. It would be the same thing if I did the same thing in LinkedIn and said sign into LinkedIn to view profile. That's their generic page that pops up when you're viewing somebody's profile. When you do somebody's profile and you're not signed in, that's not going to get you people. That's just going to get you a bunch of generic splash screens.
Got it. Thanks.
As a norm. I mean, you might get lucky a little bit. Like I said, I'm not in India, so I don't know if being in India changes the way Facebook works. I do know Facebook works differently in Portugal than it does here. And I know that because I am Portuguese. And I know it because I've been there, and I've been to a few other countries. I've only been to India once, and it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And it was only for a couple hours because I was passing through on my way to, well, I can't tell you where because that was military. And if I tell you, I have to kill you, and let's not go down that road. I should say there's a lot of things I can't say. So what we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, I wanted to get into LinkedIn because I wanted to show you something that I had the capability of because I went ahead and was smart in the equipment I worked with and found something and found how to weaponize it, so to speak. So let me sign in there. And then I'll show you. And I haven't shown a lot of people. There's literally probably only 20 people I've shown this to. So you guys are the first large group I'm showing this to. So I'm going to pick on only my own profile. And the reason I'm picking my own is because I don't want to show what it is. This will only work with somebody who has joined LinkedIn 2015 and before. Now you're probably going, well, okay, that doesn't help me. It's 2020. You're right, except you need to realize that probably 75% of people, people on LinkedIn joined 2015 and before. Truth be told, they haven't grown that much since 2015. Let's go. Can you guys give me 1 second? I'm getting hit up about something, and it's probably something important.
Sure.
Sorry about that. These guys, amateurs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go in here and I'm going to do view page source. What view page source is going to do is get me this globally group of stuff. It's basically the code behind the site. And I'm going to push Control F, and I'm going to push member. Now, the reason I'm doing member and spelling it correctly, hopefully, is because if you do member and you go down, and you're going to notice the member and you're going to notice the number. That is their LinkedIn member number. Now, I'm high.
Unknown participant is now exiting.
I'm high on this list. So this is my number still because it's my account. But if you keep going down all these member IDs and you go down to somewhere around number 270 something, and I'm going to just go down here really quick. And I'll show you on somebody else's here. Matter of fact, I'll use another person's page to show you. I just won't search on her. So if I do the same thing here, if I do the same thing here, view source page, and I go into this and I do Control F and I do the same member, you're going to notice, you see, it's my number there. But when you get down to somewhere around 270 something, and the number's on the left side, you see the numbers right here, you're going to get down here. And where are we here? And we got other members. Now, remember, my number was a 206 number. So we're going to come down. Are we there yet? Can't tell. Yes. You see this number here? That's her number. Once you get down to the bottom third of the page, that's her number. Now, we are not going to search on her number because I don't want to show her information. We're going to use my number. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this number, which I've done a gazillion times. And I'm going to open up a tool called FileSeek. FileSeek is a tool that lets you search in very large data text files. They can be very hard to search in, and they can take a long time to search in. So one day when I was out messing around, I found a data set, and that data set had
Unknown
the list.
participant is now joining.
That had a list of every single solitary person that joined LinkedIn 2015 and before by member ID with the email they joined with. So the question became is how can I weaponize it? How can I use it? How can I, because it's by member ID, it's not by a name. So the first thing out of my mind, I said, okay, well, let's see, how do I find the member ID? So I played around, figured out how to find member ID. And then I said, okay, this is a large text file. How can I search it? And I found a tool that will let me search it. Now, I could have done it manually. I could have opened it up in a text editor, not the ones that come with your career, that'd be a different one. Or I could have printed it and done it manually. And yes, I could, but it would have taken me forever. And this tool's free, so why bother? And so what I did is I just went ahead and decided to do a tool. And this is one. There's 3 or 4 of them that are really good. You can see it's still searching. This is a huge file. This is a 6 gigabyte file. This is huge. And it's going to take a few minutes to search. When it's done searching, I'm going to go ahead and use this button and ensure that they all come in they come in the numbered ordered lowest to top highest, with the idea the lowest is going to be mine. The reason why there are others coming in is because they all have the same 206 1226, but before them there's a 10 12 13 17 1 whatever. And all I'm going to do when it's done is put them in order. Right now they are, let me see, yeah, they're in order based on the number. So when it's done searching at some point in time, the very first one up here, that will be mine. And that will have my email that I use to join LinkedIn. In most cases, it's a personal email. Every once in a while, somebody uses a work email, but most of the time it's going to be personal. But you know what? Even if they use a work email, it's okay because that work email can be used to find more information about them. As you can see, it's still looking. I mean, it's going through 6 gigabytes of information, and 6 gigabytes of information takes a long time, and everything. So normally when I'm doing this, matter of fact, there I am right there. Right there, there I am, DADC43 complicated. And if you were paying attention when I signed into LinkedIn, that's the email that I signed in with. This is free. Now, if you want this, and by the way, this is inside the US, outside the US, wherever. I mean, if you joined LinkedIn from outside the US in 2015 or before, you're still going to be here. If you want the copy of the file, email me. I will have to stick it into a box or Dropbox or something and give you access because it's too big to email. I've tried. I can't even zip it up and email it. It's just too big. So I'll have to share it with you, which is fine. I don't care. But anyway, so there I am. This is foolproof. That email will always show up. They will find an email for that person. But again, it's only 2015 and before. If you joined after 2015, I don't have them. That data set is not available yet. I am working on creating it myself. I'm not going to tell you how, because if you can't program and you're not a ethical hacker or a hacker of some kind, you aren't going to know how. And explain it to you would be counterproductive. Um, and to answer the next obvious question, I do program and I am an ethical hacker. So yeah, that's why. Um, so yeah. So I thought that was really, really, really important that you guys see that, because that's really cool. That's a cool trick that nobody knows about. I am going to show, excuse me, I am going to show you a couple of other little tricks here. Here we go. This is a really cool one that I use. This is X-raying into LinkedIn, although for some reason the X-ray didn't save properly. Minor change, no big deal. You don't need all that crap. Let's try that again. Didn't change what I got. I don't even need that because plus makes no sense. Develop. Okay, so what I did here is, instead of using the word phone number, or cell phone, I used icons. Why? Because look, do you see the word phone or cell or anything in that profile? No, he has an icon. Yeah, Andre. He has an icon. Icons can be used instead of the words. It's not just in LinkedIn, it's in Facebook, it's in resumes, it's in everywhere. Sometimes they just don't use the words, they use icons. And you can actually search almost everywhere for it. So let's see what happens if I go in URL : resume. 17 people that have their resumes out there, at least, that are using icons instead of the words cell phone, phone number, or whatever. Now you might think 17, that's not a lot. Well, actually, yeah, it is a lot more than it's a lot more than you think it is. I mean, that's a decent number of people, especially when you only need one. So now, of course, if you're going to have phone numbers, you're going to probably have emails. So let me find the one that has emails as well. And then there's one for emails. And this is a generic search for resumes with emails, but the email icon, but if I went ahead and did a site call and command into linkedin.com/in, there's 182,000 people that don't say anything but the icon. So now you know these are people that have email addresses. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing. I'm sorry about all this. Like I said, it's Friday, a typical Friday. I'm always swamped. I mean, this is pretty damn cool. Now, for you guys, I don't know for a fact what the most common email, free email domain is for India, but I'm going to take some guesses here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the word Java. I'm going to put in the word, who haven't I picked on yet? We'll put in PUNE, and then we'll put in this one. I'm going to guess at this. Normally, I would research and figure out what are the most common email domains in India, but I'm not going to take the time right now. Each country are different slightly. So there's 8,400 and whatever many people who are in Pune, India, who are Java, who have their Gmail email address sitting right there in their LinkedIn profiles. And that's free. You don't pay at all. 100% free. And there, in the US anyway, there are 28 email domains that 95% of all Americans have an email with: Gmail, Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo, blah, 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 blah. And if you go through them all, you're going to come up with boatloads of people. And me personally, if I have 8,480 people to search from, I'm going to get me some interviews and I'm going to get me some hires. That's way more than I should need. And that's in Pune. Now, if I went ahead and do others, I could. That's really cool. Now, you'll notice there that these all have the IN in front of LinkedIn. That's your country code. Not all profiles will have that, even though you're in India. Some will, some won't. That's why I'm hesitant to like this person here is India, but you know, they don't have the IN in front. You have control whether you do that or not now, but it doesn't matter because it found them all anyway. So it really doesn't matter. So that's a really, 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 really cool cool bookmark search I have that I like. Here's another one. Normally when you X-ray, you're targeting a specific site. I've chosen not to. I've decided to choose all .orgs. And so I'm going to show you what I'm going to get. I'm going to put in the word hacker. That's all I'm doing. And we're doing site. Oh, excuse me. And resume. We got to have a resume. Okay, so these are all places to where there are resumes of people. You notice h.org is different. So instead of targeting one and only getting that .org, I'm getting all .orgs. Let's open this one. I opened that one because I've been in it a bazillion times. I know half these people. But look at all the resumes. These are hardcore resumes of people, broken down by skills, by what they do, by everything, sitting there, waiting to be found. That you probably wouldn't have known about because it's up an obscure .org, HACSOC. That's the advantage of doing a blanket .org search by using the wildcard. You get to see all .orgs and you start seeing things. Wow, I didn't think that. I didn't know that. That's the advantages you have with doing these types of searches. And I've got quite a few of them for .org, .gov, .edu, .all, everything. And I've just created them and I just run them. And it's really, 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 really easy and simple. Now, when you do these, one thing I want to make sure you guys understand is that word sample example. There's another word I wanted to find to take out template. What I'm doing is removing junk and doing a couple of other things, color, black and white, and let's do a time frame of the last month. Okay, there aren't a lot, but there are in here are some resumes. These are real resumes of real people, and they've been put up there in the last month. Now, this was not the best example of this because I'm actually doing a specific search into a specific site. But let's say I did it this way. And the reason why this is important, and then I don't need that second resume, is because most recruiters don't look here. Remember, I'm looking at, I've taken out sample example templates. So these are real people. And I've said only in the last month, which means these have been either updated or uploaded in the last month. And these are all legit resumes. People, I've hired people this way. These are real people, real resumes that can do whatever it is you're looking for. I didn't specify what I'm looking for. I just decided to show resumes. And I'm only looking at resume. I should put in CV, Vitae, bio, profile, all the permutations. When you do a search, use all your permutations. I'm limiting because I didn't want to waste time. We only got 5 more minutes. This is some of this cool stuff out there. And again, I say this over and over and over again to people. And I swear to God, I did a webinar with 100 people. And then the very next webinar, 50 of the people were the same people. And I recognized them all because I always look at the list of people who attended. And I go, okay, for the 50 people that attended my last webinar, have any of you tried this yet? And it was like a month difference. They go, no. They even forgot I showed it. I go, look at all the people you're missing out on. All these people that most recruiters are not even thinking about are sitting there waiting for you to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I should probably contact them. And remember, you can go down the last month. And if I don't want the last month, I can pick a time frame here. This anytime. Excuse me, is it this one? There's a tool setting in here that will allow you to decide a time frame. There are tools that can let you do that in here. I don't want to keep messing around trying to find it right now, but there's supposed to be a tool that lets you limit. I believe it's in a Google Chrome, and it's Google time frame, something like that. Or you can just use the advanced Google search tool and it'll search page and it'll let you do it. I mean, this is cool stuff. So let's see, we got about 5 minutes. So I'm going to show one more thing and then I want to go ahead and open up questions. So FTP servers, file transfer protocol. These are servers that companies put in. By default, they are public. You have to make them private. You'd be surprised the number of people that forget to make them private. Matter of fact, in this case, there's 262,200 total resumes of people sitting out there that were put on an FTP server that were not made private. And that means you can see them, you can use them, you can find them, and that means most recruiters aren't because they just don't do it. And this all can be found on the SSAR pages or the CSE paper. CSE is custom search engine. I mean, this is some really, really, really interesting stuff. So I'm going to show you one more thing because I know developers are the big thing everybody looks for. And what I'm going to do is show you a couple of quick tools to help you with GitHub, since GitHub's the probably the best place to search. All right, so I'm going to pick on Andre because I know Andre really well. The first thing you're going to notice is right here. let me move all of all these tools here. You're going to notice I got an email. I got all this right here and all this and available for hire. That's coming courtesy of, where is it? That's coming courtesy of this tool right here, email on GitHub, and it is a free tool that will provide you their emails and let you know if they might be looking or not. If for some reason it doesn't get you something, you can go ahead and take their username, copy it, and put it into this other tool, which is called GitHub Email, really ingenious, search, and there's their email. And it actually matches, so that's cool. And if that isn't enough, the other option you can have is you can go ahead and go in here, pick one of the repositories that he's worked on, go into the commits, find one that he did, click on the commit, and then once you click on the commit, go all the way to the end of it. Now I have to get this right because it's different for two different things. I don't know if it's this one, and is it this one? Yes, and add .patch at the end, and the second line down to their email. This works every time. Between the three of them, you will get an email. I always try the other two first because they're easier and quicker. This is the least quick. So I always go in order. I will always try to hit up the first tool, the one that automatically shows it. I'll just look on the page, and if it's there, that's the first thing I do. If it's not, then I go to the username one, and if that doesn't work, this is my last resort because it takes longer. And in the end, it's all about time. Time is money, money is time, and the quicker the better. And that's it. That is, wow, that's an hour. And are there any questions? Okay, either everybody's got me on mute, everybody's bored, I didn't do a good job, or y'all are taking it all in, or I don't know, or y'all are dead.
No, people shoot out questions on the chat. No? Don't use the mic. Put it on the chat if you have any questions.
And feel free to email me if you don't want to ask in public or you think of it later. I'm not going to tell you my email. Y'all are recruiters and sources. If you can't find my email, y'all got a problem because I'm the easiest guy in the world to find. I do it on purpose so I can help people. I'll make it simpler for you. And don't be afraid to spell my name together or separately. But let me help you out. This entire page is me. So I'm easy to find. And my email just sitting on LinkedIn, sitting on my own web page, sitting on Recruit. I'm easy to find. No questions?
So people have questions. How to give experience range in X-ray search? Is there any way?
How do you do an experience range in what kind of search?
X-ray search. Any X-ray search on LinkedIn, how do you give experience range? That is one question out there.
On LinkedIn? Their LinkedIn has the capability to do that. You don't need me. You mean X-raying into LinkedIn?
Yeah, X-raying, exactly.
Okay. So that's hard. The number range is working again. So I would use the number range, or at least it was last time I checked. So let's go ahead and test the theory real quick and see if it'll work. Let's do an X-ray search into LinkedIn. LinkedIn.com/in. It's a habit, don't ask. Let's do 1975. Where's the dot? Oops, wrong dot. 1995. So what I did is I did a number range from 1975 to 1995, those years. So I'm going to find anybody who's got anything that has something within those numbers. That's kind of how you can get a range. But the problem you're going to have is that could include education. So it might be a little bit misleading, but it might be the closest you're going to get. The other thing you do, remember I said that around command, find out the problem you have here, you'll notice the around command, there's nothing to say around. The only thing you could do is put experience. So let's do this. Let's try this. Let's try experience. No, let's try pick a date. Let's pick a date. Let's go with 2005. Around 10 experience. Sorry, English isn't my first language. Okay, so now I've got, just right here, I've got 292 million people that have 2005 within 10 words of experience. Remember, experience is their actual job experience. So now imagine if we did a number range for this. Instead, let's do 1995 dot dot 2005. So that's a 10-year time frame. Now we only got 9 million people that have within 10 words of the word experience, which is in all their jobs, these particular dates. It's still not foolproof, but it's pretty darn. I bet you it's pretty darn close. So we gave a 10-year window. Let's see if shoot, I really didn't want to have to sign back in. I never stay signed in LinkedIn. If you signed in LinkedIn, they can see what you're doing. If you're not signed in LinkedIn, they have no clue what you're doing. And I love them not knowing what I'm doing, especially with some of the things I do. All right, so this is Nikki Pulaski. So we said 1995, 2005. So let's see. I'm not seeing 1995 or 2005. So in this case, it's either taken from somebody she's connected to over here where it says it, or in this case, it just didn't work the way it should. So let's see if there's another way to do it.
It is showing he has completed graduation.
Hang on a minute. I'm trying to work through it with you because truthfully, I don't know a way to do it other than using a number range. So let's see what would happen if we just use 2007 to 2020. What would happen if instead of using the around key, we get rid of the around key and we just go 2007 to 2020. 2007 dot dot 2020. Let's see what we get. And now let's add in the word Nikki. Okay, and what's Nikki Sampala, whatever her last name is. Let's go ahead and grab her full name and see if this works. I don't usually, when I'm X-raying in, I don't worry as much about experience, to be honest with you, because you just don't know. Yep, it works. So this is how you have to use a number range. You can't target experience because the experience, and I'm guessing the experience is because there's so many companies under there, it doesn't know which one to go to. So it'll give you false positives. So this is it. This is the best way to do it, is just using a number range. Yeah. Now, if you're worried about education coming in, but education's 4 years, 8 years, 10 years at the most, so I wouldn't worry too much about education. This will get you what you want, just based on what I'm seeing here. I mean, the dates all match. So this will get you what you want. Next. Next question.
What controls did you use for page source information? You gave some page source information. So there is a question, what controls did you use for page source information?
What controls? I don't say that.
Yeah, what controls did you use for page source information? You showed a page source information, right? Probably they want to know how did you show a page source information?
I'm still not sure I understand the paid source information. I don't understand that question.
Not paid, page. Use information source you showed, right, on the page. Inspect element and source information you showed on the page.
Oh, the view page source. Oh, you just right click in the page. I'm sorry, that made more sense now. You right click and go down to the bottom and it says view page source. And that tells you all the HTML code behind it. Don't mess with the inspect page. You don't need to do that if you don't know what you're doing. The inspect page is going to show you all the different calls being made by the site, the API calls and all like that. There's something you can do in there, but it's too complicated to explain and it doesn't work most of the time. So don't mess with that. But the page source, there you go. That's the page source for that page right now. And it's really cool. You'd be surprised some of the information that you can find in there. So, anything else?
Yeah, and Dean, if we have to find specific groups, okay, there are a lot of specific groups for cloud engineers, there are specific groups, there are DevOps engineers, specific groups. Is there a way of X-ray to find or spot specific groups? Because there are new websites, new groups coming in, right? Is there any way to spot such groups?
Are you talking about in LinkedIn or on the web?
On the web.
My guess would be, and I'm guessing site : BAM. Most of those will be .coms, I'm guessing. Cloud, I'm trying to think of another word that would go with there. Cloud, develop. So we get developer development and everything else. That's not the right one. Let's go there. That might work. Let's see what happens. Well, there's 8, but let's see. What did I? Oh, site's not supposed to be big. That's all good. My guess is because they will develop Mint, they've started doing that. I shouldn't need that. Yeah, there you go. There's over 1 million of them. And you're looking for group. So let's try putting the word group. See what we get. Wow, there are a lot of them. Yep, well, there you go. That's how. The other thing you can do, and this is also on the SSAR page, is go to things like schedule.com and stuff like that and look for events and meetings and stuff scheduled right there. So I'm going to go to schedule.com. In this case, I'm looking for attendees in Java. I'm going to do cloud development, and let's see what that gets me. And here's a directory of Cloud Summit. Here's a directory of Cloud Summit. Here's the attendees for the Cloud Foundry Summit in Europe. And there's everybody who's attended. So that's how you would do it.
Yeah. Cool. Got it. So yeah, this will be helpful. Any given skill, any given niche skill, we can use this, and then we can target directories. That is good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what the idea behind that is. That's to allow you to pretty much target anything, anyway, anyhow. You just switch what you're looking for around. The same thing with meetup groups. It's the same thing.
Yes.
So, anything else?
All good, Dean. So thanks for your time.
All right. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Yep.
All right,
Thank
you'll
you.
have a good one. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. I don't know what it's like over there. I know here we're cooped up. So have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Thanks
You
for
too.
being.